How's it going, guys? Drip Crypto here, and welcome back to the Crypto 101 series. Today, we're going to be talking about providing liquidity and how people are making money off of transactions when it comes to exchanges. So, before we get into this, if you guys like the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And none of this is financial advice. You guys should do your own research before investing any money into the crypto space. So, let's pretty much get into it. So, providing liquidity. So if you go on an exchange, right, a decentralized exchange, you're gonna have pretty much, or any exchange, you're gonna have two pairs, right? So you'll have, for example, we'll just stick with USDC and Ethereum, right? So if you have Ethereum and you want to convert it to USDC, you can. So there's people who have pools that provide liquidity for those two coins, right? And with them providing liquidity for those two coins, they're making money off of the transaction fees when people switch from Ethereum to USDC or USDC to Ethereum. So, for example, right, say you go on Uniswap, right, and just like what we said, to USDC, right, so say you want like, I don't know, one Ethereum, right, which is right now at 1200, almost 1300. You have the $3 for the gas fee, right? Slippage, not really a lot, but this $3.15, some of that, or not all of that, is going right to Uniswap. Some of that is also going to the pools in Uniswap. Pools, I mean, over here, if you created a pool, right? So let me pause this real quick and log into my MetaMask. All right, guys, I'm back. So for the pools, right? For example, I mean, there'd be a pool that would show up if you were in a pool. But let's say what we said, ETH and USDC, right? So USDC, right? So, for example, people provide pairs for this, liquidity pairs, right? So you can select which one, right? So when people provide pairs for this, what they do is they like to look off of this, right? So when it comes, this is Dex Screener. So Dex Screener, you can pretty much look at any crypto coin pretty much and how it's trading, the volume. This is volume per 24 hours, how it's on the 5 minute, hour, 6 hours, 24, the liquidity, which we're going to be talking about. So let's go back to the ETH USD, which is right here. So if you look at it, right, on the top, we have Ethereum at almost 1300. The price, the 24-hour price, is down almost 2%. Now, if you look at the liquidity, right, that's $173 million in liquidity in the Ethereum and USDC pairing. Now, what does that mean? That means there's a lot of people that are making money off of the transactions of you transacting your Ethereum to USDC and also your USDC to Ethereum. Now, you could also see the 24-hour volume. So usually when you see people with a, like, obviously this is going to have a lot of uh, liquidity because it's a pretty big coin and also has a big market cap. But for example, right, if we go to uniswap.fish, right, this is where you can actually see how much money some people could be making off of the pairing, right? So we're on the Ethereum network. We're going to select ETH and USDC, right? So for this, right, they have it at 0.05%, right? Since it's a stable coin that we're using, which is USDC. And we're going to click calculate, right? So some people could be making anywhere from, so this just shows you this website that we're on right now is going to show you how much money you could be making off of fees, right? So one thing that I was looking at, this is not financial advice, right? Was one pair I was looking at is ETH and this new coin Zen, right? The reason why I was looking at ETH and Zen because if you look at Zen and ETH, if you look at the liquidity, it's only 15,000. 15,000 is a lot less than ETH and USDC, where the liquidity is at 173 million. You know what I mean? So there's not as much liquidity, but there's a lot of volume. Because if you compare it, if you compare the volume, it's almost 4 billion, right? Now, if you look at the volume for Zen, the past 24 hours, with only 15K liquidity, its volume is almost 5 million, which is none of this is financial advice. None of this is financial advice. So how you could use this website to sort of see like how much money you could put in to how much money you can make off transactions, because that's almost 5 million in 24 hours. So there's people who are providing liquidity. I mean, of course, this is a more riskier asset because it doesn't have as much liquidity. It only has 15,000. So you could actually get pretty burned on this. But there is a big upside. So, for example, right, it says if you deposited 1,000, this is what you'd have to do. So, pretty much a breakdown of this website is this would tell you how much estimated fees you would earn, right? So you'd earn about almost $78 per day per 24 hours. So it'd show you monthly you'd be making almost 2,300, and in a year you'd be making about 28,000. And that's just providing $1,000 of liquidity in Zen, right? So with this, you could move it around. You could change prices. Say like you wanted to move this, and then with you moving it, changes the value of it. Say you move it like, I don't know, here, and you move these, you move that closer to about here. You move this closer to about here. It would all change. This would all change, even if you added even more money, right? Say you added 10,000, right? You saw how that number just shot right up, or 100,000. You saw that number just shot up, or 1,000,000, how that number just shot up. But pretty much the overall basis of what this whole video is about is just showing you that you can also not only, when it comes to crypto, you can not only make money on the coin just going up. You can make money in the previous video how I was talking about staking, where when it comes to staking, you just lock your coins up for a certain amount of time and you'll get a reward from the contract based out in coins or a certain amount of coins per day. Where when it comes to this, you're providing liquidity, so you're making it able to transfer. People can transfer from ETH to say USDC. If we're going back to the example, right? People can transfer their ETH to USDC and back and forth, vice versa, and you're making money off those transactions. So I like to look at this. I like to just go on uniswap.fish and just play around and see what. Same thing with the Dex screener. I usually spend a good amount of time every day just looking at this and just looking at liquidity and how providing liquidity, you can actually be making a good amount of money. Like, for example, if you're only putting in 10,000, right? You're making almost $400 a day just by doing nothing, just by providing liquidity for these 2 coins, right? And that's what, 6 figures a year, and that's off of just $10,000. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of money, but there's also downside. When it comes to this for Zen and ETH, there's not a lot of liquidity, just like what we were just looking at. There's only 15,000. Where when it comes to, say, if we change the pairs back to ETH and USDC, there's not a big move when it comes down to it. Excuse me. So, like, for example, right? Say you put in 10,000, as you can see, there's not a huge move, right? Your best bet, you're only making 15. Like, you have to, when it comes to pools with bigger liquidity, you have to put in a lot more money in order to see a bigger return. Where when it comes to smaller pools, you can actually provide less liquidity, but as you can see, when it came to ETH and Zen, you can make you can make six figures. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that I know that are making six, seven figures just providing liquidity between two pairs. But this is extremely risky. I would definitely do my due diligence. None of this is financial advice. Um, and that, yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I'll respond to all of them. And if you guys like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.